The woman's sleeves are worn thin at the edges, threads dangling like quiet testimony to too many hard days. Her hands stay clasped tightly in her lap. Above her, the fluorescent lights hum their dull, constant note. Then a voice slices through the quiet. Case number 2024 M1187. State versus Elena Morales. She rises slowly. Beside her, Public Defender Marisol Perez stands as well, calm but alert. Across the aisle, Assistant DA Aaron Haywood straightens his tie, jaw set, posture sharp. The gallery behind them is scattered with faces. Veterans, weary parents, a couple of students with notebooks open, and presiding over it all, in the high-backed chair beneath the seal of Providence, sits Judge Frank Caprio, 78 years old, nearly 4 decades on this bench. He leans forward now, glasses low on his nose, studying the file quietly before lifting his gaze. "Ms. Morales," he says, voice steady and warm. "Good morning." "Good morning, Your Honor," she replies, her voice small but steady. "The charge? Theft. $4,267 worth. Bread, soup, peanut butter, chicken thighs, juice boxes, all taken from Fairway Market on Cranston Street. No weapon, no threat, no altercation. Just a mother with 2 kids, ages 7 and 4, and a desperate choice made at 7:30 on a Tuesday night. What Judge Caprio does next stuns everyone in the room. But before we go further, tell us where you're watching from, and subscribe to Order in the Court so you don't miss moments like this, where a case becomes something far bigger. It's Tuesday morning, 9:10 a.m. Providence Municipal Court. The air still carries the cool breath of the night before. Outside, the city stretches awake. Buses hissing away from curbs, coffee shops starting to buzz, the day just beginning. Inside, the courtroom feels like a world carved from polished wood and quiet authority. Flags stand in the corner, the American flag on one side, the Rhode Island flag on the other, watching over everything. The bench rises above the room, but not so high that it hides the man behind it. Judge Frank Caprio has spent 38 years looking into the faces of people who stand where Elena stands now. He's seen traffic violators, noise ordinance offenders, shoplifters, fighters, dreamers, liars, and saints. Somewhere along the way, he learned to listen past the ink on a police report, past the statute and the accusation, and listen to the person. Today, that person is Elena Morales, 34. She works nights in a warehouse in Pawtucket, packing boxes for an online retailer. $8.75 an hour. No benefits. Her shift runs from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. She gets home, grabs 3 hours of sleep, wakes her children, gets them to school, naps again if the day allows it, picks them up, makes dinner, puts them to bed, and starts the entire cycle again. She has no criminal history, no family nearby. She has $41 in her checking account. And 3 weeks earlier, exhausted and cornered by circumstance, she walked into Fairway Market, filled a canvas tote with food she couldn't afford, and headed for the door. Assistant DA Aaron Haywood rises. He's young, crisp, precise. Navy suit, polished shoes, not unkind, but purposeful. He clears his throat. "Your Honor, the facts are straightforward." The room stills. On the evening of October 3rd, Ms. Morales entered Fairway Market around 7:30 p.m. Surveillance footage shows her moving through several aisles. She selects items and places them into a reusable bag. She bypasses the register and exits through a side door. He lets the words settle. Store policy required the manager to file a complaint. Loss prevention notified police. Ms. Morales cooperated fully at the time of arrest. The total value of the items is $4,267. The state recommends a $300 fine, a 30-day suspended sentence, and restitution. A woman in the third row leans toward the man beside her and whispers something under her breath, the kind of reaction that passes through a room when justice and desperation collide. $300. The whisper drifts from a woman in the third row to the man beside her. Judge Caprio doesn't react. He doesn't lift his eyes. He just keeps reading. The file is thin, barely a dozen pages, but he reads every line as if it's a novel with a life hanging on the final chapter. "Ms. Perez," he says at last, still scanning the paperwork. "Your client wishes to address the court?" Marisol Perez rises. 6 years as a public defender have carved exhaustion beneath her eyes, but there's steel in her voice. "She does, Your Honor." The judge nods. "Ms. Morales, please." Elena stands. She smooths her palms down her jeans, clean but tired. Her oversized sweater hangs on her like a blanket she has no time to fold. She doesn't look away. She looks directly at the judge. "Your Honor, I'm not here to make excuses. I took food I didn't pay for. I know that's wrong." Her voice trembles once, then steadies. "I work full-time. I applied for assistance 3 months ago. I'm still waiting. I went to 2 food pantries. One was out. The other only opens on Wednesdays, and I work Wednesdays." She draws in a breath. "My daughter asked me if we were having dinner. She's 7. I told her yes. I only had $17. I knew it wasn't enough. I took what we needed." She keeps her eyes on the judge. "I didn't run. I walked out the side door because that's where my car was. When the officer stopped me, I told him the truth. I'm not asking you to excuse it. I'm telling you why." Silence. The kind that pulls every person in the room a little closer. Judge Caprio looks down at the file again, then at the timestamp on the footage, then back to Elena. "Ms. Morales," he says softly, "the items you took, bread, soup, peanut butter, chicken thighs, juice boxes?" "Yes, Your Honor. The footage shows you passed the cereal aisle. You chose oatmeal instead." He pauses. "That's cheaper, isn't it?" "Yes, sir. You didn't take candy. You didn't take soda. You took food that lasts. Food that fills." "Yes, sir." The judge removes his glasses and sets them gently on the folder. He turns to Assistant DA Haywood. "Mr. Haywood, the state recommends a $300 fine." "Correct, Your Honor." "Where?" The judge asks. "Is she supposed to get $300? Haywood hesitates. "Your Honor, the fine is standard for theft of this amount. I'm asking," the judge repeats, "where she gets it." The room holds its breath. "She works full-time," he continues. "She's waiting on assistance. She had $17. Where does she get $300? Haywood shifts uncomfortably. "The court can arrange a payment plan. $50 a month for 6 months. While she's feeding 2 children on $8.75 an hour." The judge finishes for him. In the second row, a veteran wearing a Purple Heart pin nods once, sharp, deliberate. Judge Caprio leans back, studying the young prosecutor. "Mr. Haywood, let me ask you something. It's 7:30 at night," the judge continues. "You have 2 kids. You have $17. The pantry is closed. Assistance hasn't come through. What do?" Haywood opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. Nothing comes out. "Your Honor, I understand the circumstances are difficult, but the law—" "I'm not asking about the law," the judge cuts in. "I'm asking what you do." This time, Haywood doesn't even attempt an answer. Caprio glances at the courtroom clock, then at Officer Rosario, the bailiff stationed by the side door. 10-minute recess. He stands. The room rises with him. He disappears through the door behind the bench. In chambers, the judge sinks into the chair behind his desk. The quiet feels heavy. The photo on the wall catches his eye. His father, standing in front of a wooden fruit stand on Federal Hill, 1947. A man who worked 70 hours a week, who fed a family by sheer force of will, who raised for children on hope and bruised hands. The judge remembers a night when he was 9. His mother sent him for milk. He came back with bread. "Why?" she asked. He'd said, "The milk cost too much, and we needed the bread more." She cried, not because he was wrong, but because he was right. A soft knock. Officer Rosario steps into the doorway. "You all right, Judge?" Caprio sighs. "You ever take something you couldn't pay for, Rosario?" The officer shifts, thinking. "My grandmother did," he says finally. "Potatoes. 1963. Feeding 6 kids. Grocer let it slide. Told her to pay next week. She did. Caprio writes a single word on his notepad. Context. He closes the file, straightens his robe, and returns to the courtroom. Back in session. All rise. Everyone stands as the judge takes his seat. Elena sits stiffly, hands clasped tight. Marisol murmurs reassurance beside her. Across the aisle, Haywood taps at his phone. Expression tight. Caprio opens the file, then looks up. Ms. Morales, he begins. I want to be very clear. What you did was theft. The law is the law, and the store has the right to be made whole. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. But, he continues, voice softening just slightly, I also want to be clear about something else. The law exists to serve people, not the other way around. And when I evaluate this case, I don't see a criminal. I see a mother who made a desperate choice. He gestures to the list of stolen items. You didn't take a flat screen. You didn't take jewelry. You took oatmeal, soup, chicken thighs, juice boxes. You took food. He turns toward Haywood. Mr. Haywood, I'm going to ask the state. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair, taking in the full weight of the moment before him. To consider the full context here, he begins calmly. Ms. Morales has no prior record. She was cooperative. She didn't flee. She told the truth. And the items she took were necessities, not luxuries. Prosecutor Haywood nods slowly. The state will defer to the court's discretion, Your Honor, he says. If you were on this bench, what would you do? A fine? Dismissal? Or something else? Caprio doesn't answer immediately. He looks at Elena, really looks. The room grows still. 5 seconds. 7. The lights hum overhead. A radiator clicks. Someone shifts in their seat. 10 seconds. 12. The silence becomes its own presence. Heavy and real. And then, finally, he speaks. Ms. Morales, here's what I'm going to do. His voice is steady, deliberate. You've already spent 1 night in custody. I am counting that as time served. I'm not imposing a fine, but I am imposing conditions. He leans forward slightly. First, you'll complete 20 hours of community service. I'm assigning you to the East Side Community Pantry. They need volunteers. You need support. You'll help others. They'll help you. Elena's eyes shimmer, holding back tears. Second, he continues, I've contacted the Washington Street Family Shelter. They have emergency beds open tonight. They also have a case manager who can assist you with applications for aid. I'm not ordering you to go. I'm telling you the door is open. She nods softly, unable to speak. Third, Judge Caprio says, once your community service is completed, I will seal this record. That means this case will not appear on background checks. It won't follow you. Not to jobs. Not to housing. Not to your future. Beside her, Public Defender Marisol Perez gently touches Elena's arm. The gesture says more than words. And fourth, Caprio says, glancing at his papers, the store will be reimbursed in full, not by you. The court has a discretionary fund for situations like this. Fairway Market will receive the $42.67. Prosecutor Haywood closes his folder, signaling his agreement. Caprio folds his hands, his tone softening but firm. Ms. Morales, I'm not excusing what you did. I'm recognizing why you did it. There is a difference. You didn't steal because you wanted to. You stole because you had to. And a society that puts a mother in that position has failed, not you. Us. He picks up his pen. The conditions I'm giving aren't meant to punish you. The pantry will give you food. The shelter will give you support. The sealed record will give you a clean start. But you must follow through. If you don't, we'll be right back here. And next time, I won't have the same options. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor, she whispers, her voice cracking. Thank you. Don't thank me yet, he says gently. Show me you can build from here. He signs the order and hands it to the clerk. Case dismissed with conditions. Next case. Elena stands, trembling. Marisol pulls her into a hug. Haywood gives the judge a small, respectful nod. The gallery remains silent until a single woman in the back begins clapping softly. Others join. Not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet recognition of the moment. Caprio raises a hand. "That's enough," he says, but there's the faintest smile hiding at the corner of his mouth. 20 minutes later, Elena steps outside onto the courthouse steps. The October air is cool against her face. In her hand is a paper with the pantry address, the shelter contact, and a case manager's name. Marisol presses a warm cup of coffee into her hands. "You're going to be okay," she tells her. Elena nods, wrapping her fingers around the cup. The warmth spreads slowly into her palms, into her chest. A man walks past on the sidewalk as she takes her first deep breath of relief in months. And for the first time in a long time, she believes it. She might actually be okay. A delivery driver passing by slows for a moment when he sees Elena's expression. "You all right, miss?" he asks gently. "I am," she replies, and for the first time in a long while, she truly means it. Inside the courthouse, the rhythm resets. The clerk calls the next case. A parking violation. The defendant, a college student, stands nervously at the podium, apologizing too much, stumbling over explanations. Judge Caprio listens patiently, asks two simple questions, reduces the fine, and sends the young man on his way with a reminder to take things one step at a time. During a short break, Officer Rosario walks up to the bench. "That was a good call, Judge." Caprio shrugs lightly. "It was the right call," he says. "Not always the same thing." The day rolls on. 11 more cases. Speeding tickets, a noise complaint, a missed court date, a registration issue. One by one, people step forward with their stories. And every time, Caprio does what he's done for decades. He listens. He asks questions. He looks for solutions, not scores. Justice, for him, is never automatic. It's deliberate. By 4 o'clock, the docket is clear. The courtroom empties. Caprio returns to his chambers, takes off his robe, and hangs it carefully on the wooden hook. Before leaving, he pauses in front of the old framed photograph of his father. Context, he murmurs to the quiet room. The law is made of rules, but justice is made of people. Rules tell you what happened. People tell you why. And why, Judge Frank Caprio learned long ago, is the only question that truly matters. Elena Morales walked into that courtroom expecting punishment. She walked out with a chance, not because the law was bent, but because it was used with mercy. And mercy, when it's earned, when it's rooted in accountability, doesn't weaken the system. It strengthens it. So here's the question we leave you with. Does mercy here build trust in the law, or does it weaken it? Comment below. And if Elena's story moved you, subscribe to Order in the Court. Because justice, real justice, the kind that balances firmness with compassion, is worth witnessing. The bench is empty now. The lights are low. The courtroom rests in silence. Tomorrow it will fill again. New faces, new stories, new chances to get it right. And Judge Frank Caprio will be there, listening, weighing, deciding, not with a gavel in his fist, but with a question in his heart. What would I do if this were my daughter? My neighbor? My friend? Because in the end, that question is what brings us closest to true justice. Dramatization for storytelling and educational purposes. Not legal advice or real court reporting.